Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi, I am Carla Metzdorf. So I am admin to this group, Overcoming Anxiety for Stressed Out Moms Who've Had Enough. And I'm also a certified health and life coach that works with moms to overcome anxiety. So as you come on today, please say hi. Let me know who's on with me. I'm just going to make sure that I see you in the group here. Excuse me. So I come on every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time because I want to talk to you about anything that will bring you awareness to anxiety, to what it is, why you're experiencing it, and how to overcome it. Sorry, as I have a tickle in my throat. So today I'm coming on specifically to talk to you about, okay, see us in the group. That's great. So how beliefs affect anxiety. So the first thing I want to do is give you a definition of what a belief is. A belief is just something that you really trust in to believe true. You believe in something, meaning you know it's true, you feel it's true, and because you know it to be true, you base a lot of what you think about and what you do according to this belief. So, okay. So, for example, if you believe that, excuse me, let's say you believe that you're weak, okay? I don't know why that came into my head, and I forgot to silence my phone. If you believe that you're weak, you probably are going to refrain from doing things where you need strength. Because you're going to say, I'm too weak to do it. I can't do that because I'm weak. Does that make sense? So your belief is very important. What you believe in is extremely important because your beliefs, what they do is they shape how you think. And then what you think, you feel. You feel whatever it is that you think. You feel it in your body. So that's why if you're having negative thoughts, you can't feel great in your body if you're being really negative about things, right? So your beliefs will shape how you think, which influences how you feel. And all of that together gives you an experience. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. You know, give me a 1 if that makes sense. Wait a minute. Let me go into the. It moved on me. Made me make sure that I could see this in the group, and I don't see it in the group anywhere. Isn't that strange? Okay. So, so that's what a belief is. A belief is just what you really trust to be true. Now, these beliefs that you have came from when you were a little girl, and we are very influenced by the people around us, our environment, and we're born, and we don't come out thinking already. We learn things as we go. So the people around us and like our parents and our siblings and our friends and our teachers, and also the environment, like the things like the books we read, the things we watched on TV or a movie, anything that we did in life is going to influence what we believe about ourselves, about others, and about this world. And it's going to shape how we think. Because if you're somebody who had events in life, okay, there are certain events in life that led you to believe, like I said before, that you're weak, okay, until something else comes along and changes that belief for you, you're going to keep thinking, I'm a weak person. Something else has to happen, come along, and make you change that belief. Otherwise, you're going to keep thinking, I'm weak, and you're going to keep having thoughts of how you're weak. It's going to shape how you think. Excuse me. I'm sorry, I have a tickle. And what you experience in life is going to be really influenced by those beliefs and thoughts that you're having. Did that make sense, ladies? Can you just say yes or give me a 2 if that made sense? I would really appreciate it, because that helps me to know that I can move on. You know, I don't want to talk about anything else if that didn't make sense for you. Awesome. I got a thumbs up, so I'll take that. Thank you, Whitney. I know it told me that you said that, so thank you for that. Okay, so I really should have had a drink. I just came off a call and I'm really dry inside. I really wish I could see myself. I don't know why I'm not seeing me in the group. And that's very important because I can see. All right. Hi, Shanika. You're just coming on. That's fine. You didn't miss too much. Okay. There I am. I found it. Oh, thank God. All you missed, Shanika, is I gave a definition of beliefs, and you can always watch the replay to see what it is that I said. What am I trying to find? I'm sorry. I'm trying to find. I keep losing this. Okay, so what is a belief? Now, beliefs are important, okay? And I guess I kind of already explained why they're important. It's because your beliefs shape how you think, right? So you're going to think things according to what you believe. Now, we know that thoughts are really, really important. When it comes to anxiety, okay, so what you believe affects anxiety is because our thoughts, okay, and how we feel, we get anxious because something, happened, like there's an event, right? Something happened in our life. We gave it meaning, right? Something, all right, let me, I got to give a definition along with that, right? I mean, I have to give it like an analogy. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not explaining it. So let's go. Sometimes I use a car accident. Let's go into a car accident, okay? Let's say you're into a car accident, okay? Now, yeah, car accidents are pretty horrible, right? I mean, but depending on the meaning you gave it, okay, is going to determine what you felt about it. And it's going to determine the whole experience you have about it, all right? Because if you came out of that car accident thinking, it was so horrible, I'm never going to drive again, your experience is going to be, well, I have this fear now of being in the car, driving, you might lose sleep. But if you have the thoughts of, well, I was in a car accident, but thank God I'm okay, the other people were okay, thank God he was watching over me, and you come out like that, your thoughts are going to be different. Maybe you're not going to have this fear of driving. You're going to find it easier to get back at the wheel. And maybe not that you stop thinking about it right away, but you're not thinking as negatively about it. Maybe you're thinking, well, what happened? What can I do better? Or, you're thinking about just like thank God, and you're just being grateful. And you can sleep well at night because you're just so grateful to be alive and nobody was hurt. So there's different perspectives, different ways of seeing it, okay? So your beliefs shape how you think. So if you are somebody who believes the world is dangerous, or you don't believe in your ability to do things, or you're generally a really negative person. So it's going to shape how you think and how you are in life, who you're being in life. Is this all making sense, ladies? Can you just say yes or give me a 3 if that really, really made sense to you? I would really appreciate it. So that is why, what you believe is really important and how that affects your anxiety. It does, Whitney? Great. Thank you for that. Thank you, Shanika. I really appreciate that. Because when you're anxious, okay, let's talk about, so how do I change my belief? Sorry, my phone keeps going off. You know what I can do, let me just lower that. Okay, my sound is down. Okay, so what you can do is, first of all, you can change what you believe. You don't have to stick with the same beliefs. Just because we believe in something doesn't mean that we're stuck that way. So how do we change our beliefs? Well, to understand, to change a belief, you have to know that you're believing in something that's keeping you stuck, okay? So how do you know? Well, you have to be aware of your thoughts. You have to be aware of the way that you're thinking, all right? What's going through my head? How am I thinking? Now, once you understand the thoughts that you're in head, well, why am I thinking that? Okay? Why am I thinking that? What is making me believe in that? What is making me think that? So it's understanding that your way of thinking is helping you to take some course of action, all right? So think about, what is it that you're doing? What is it that you want to do? So maybe you're staying in bed, okay? I'm just trying to think of scenarios in my head here. Maybe you're staying in bed because you believe, if I get out of this bed, I can't cope, I can't function, I can't deal with life. If I get out of this bed, I'm going to be too tired. I'm not going to be able to focus. You don't feel safe. It's like the world is dangerous. I get out of this bed. How am I going to cope? How am I going to deal? Right? So what happens is we need to change that. And we need to identify, why do I believe that? So what you want to do is look for the evidence. Look for the proof that tells you that the world is dangerous, that you don't have what it takes to get out of that bed and do something with your life, to make a change, because you have it within you. Okay? You may not have found the thing that you need to do to make the change yet. I don't know. If you're listening to me, you do know how to change, because I've been telling you with all my life trainings, I tell you how to do that, how to make a change. So, but if you're like stuck in bed and all your thoughts are telling you, yep, stay here because this is where we're safe, you have to challenge that. Identify, what is it that you're believing about yourself or about others or the world that makes you think, if you really stay in that bed, is going to keep you safe. Recognize the belief. You always have control. You're always in control of your thinking. You're always in control, that you can change your belief. It is your responsibility. You change. And I lost Facebook. I don't know what just happened. That's so weird. It's like you're gone. All right, you know what? Oh boy. I don't know how this happened. I just want to get back to it because just in case, I don't know why this happens. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, I'm in the group. Oh, there I am. Okay. So, I do feel like that some mornings. Oh, you do, Shanika? Okay. So basically, I mean, this is not about staying in bed. This is about what belief are you holding on to? What is it that you're telling yourself based on your beliefs that's keeping you in that bed? That's keeping you from taking action to overcome anxiety. Does that make sense? Does that help you to understand how important it is that you change your beliefs? You need to challenge that belief. You need to ask questions. Where's the evidence that what I believe, I lowered the value? I don't understand. Anyway, where is the evidence that what I believe is even true? Is it helping me to make progress by holding on to this belief? And what are the consequences? The consequences of holding on to this belief. So if I keep believing what I'm believing and I keep listening to my thoughts because my beliefs shape the way I think, if I keep holding on to that and I keep doing the same thing over and over, what's the consequence of that? These are all great questions. So what becomes necessary, ladies, is that you want to adopt a new belief. You want to change your belief, right? And you want to practice that new belief. So what can we do to change the belief? Well, in order to change it, of course, you have to realize that you have a belief that's holding you back. And then you have to look for that evidence and understand that if you can't find evidence to support your belief, if you ask yourself, if I still believe in this and I know that it's holding me back, but I continue with this belief, what are the consequences? And your consequences are pretty bad. You know it's time for a change. You know you need to do something. Because these limiting beliefs are just those beliefs that really hold you back. They're beliefs that your mind makes to protect you, to keep you from pain, to keep you from, let's say, failure and disappointment. So we'll use our belief system to not do something so that we stay safe. That makes sense? So identify your belief. Recognize the beliefs that you hold and then challenge the beliefs so that you can adopt a new belief system. Now, when I work with somebody, I have very specific exercises that I use to help you change your belief system, to help you understand that you are being a certain way, you're thinking a certain way, you're being a certain way in life because of something that you adapted, or I should say adopted a long time ago, okay? The other thing is watch how you talk to yourself. You need to talk to yourself differently because once you understand that, like, let's go back to when I said in the beginning that you're weak, you keep calling yourself weak. Guess what? Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined, what's not real, okay? It's just something you're holding in your mind. But even if you don't feel you're weak, if you keep calling yourself weak, all right, to the point where you believe something because you hear it over and over again, right? So if you're believing it, you're trusting in it. So you need to change that belief. So if you keep talking to yourself, I'm weak, I'm weak, I'm weak, you have to know that saying it over and over again is not going to change how you feel about yourself. So if you're looking to change a belief that you have, telling yourself the same thing over and over is not helpful. The more that you're told something, you start believing in it, right? So if someone tells you you're stupid, and all the time, you're stupid, and other people say you're stupid, you're going to be like, am I stupid? I guess I'm stupid. Because everybody tells me I'm stupid. Whether you ever felt that way about yourself or anything. If somebody keeps telling you the same thing over and over, you start believing it. Unless the evidence comes along to tell you otherwise. Your beliefs keep you in that comfort zone. The goal is to keep you safe. Always. We're just looking to survive, people. We're looking to survive. And we will do whatever it takes to help us to survive. We will hold on to whatever we believe. Because if it helps us to feel safe, we're going to believe it. Even if everybody around us does not believe it, okay? Have you ever, or maybe this is you, but have you ever been around people, okay, where they did not believe in something, but everybody else seemed to believe in it? But this person's like, nope, don't believe it, don't believe it. And even though you are like given like evidence of why you believe in it or why, and other people are going, yeah, well, you know, because of this and because of that. This person still, nope, I won't believe, right? Some people, they don't want to believe in things. Okay? Why? I don't know. But there are people like that, and that no matter what evidence you give them, they're going to hold on to their belief because it feels safe. It keeps them safe. Doing anything else has taken them out of their comfort zone. Makes sense, right, ladies? That makes sense. So when it comes to overcoming anxiety, ladies, some of you, all right, may be hesitant doing what it takes to overcome anxiety because it's hard. It's hard. I never said it was easy. But what makes it harder, okay, is your belief that it is hard, it will always be hard, or that it's not possible, or I don't have what it takes. That's what's going to make it hard. But when you're able to change your mindset, okay, because your beliefs is part of your mindset. And we've been talking about mindset, okay? Mindset's very important. Because it is your total mindset that gets you to where you are today. It's who you are right now. You have a mindset. But if you're in a position in life that you're not happy and that you're suffering and you need to make change, you're not going to be able to make that change with that same mindset. Something needs to happen. Usually, the first thing that needs to change is your belief system. Because, as I said before, your beliefs shape how you think, that influence how you feel, that give you an experience. All this makes sense, ladies? Can you give me a 4 or just say yes or a thumbs up? Just respond so that I know that this makes sense. Does this make sense? Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Another thumbs up. Great. I'm glad that made sense. Oh, and another one. Awesome. Thank you, January. Thank you for saying that. Okay, great. Because the information I'm giving you is extremely important. Because I've heard so many moms say, I am stuck. I'm just stuck. Now, there's so many reasons why you can't be stuck. But usually when I finally work with a mom and I'm talking to her, and then I hear her say, but I can't, or because of this or whatever, I go, and I realize it's a belief that she has that's keeping her from moving forward, and I have to work with her on that belief. It's part of your mindset. Gotta change the mindset. Because we know thoughts are important. How you feel is important. Because as anxious women, we focus on that, don't we? We don't like the way we feel. The thoughts are negative. We have rumination of thoughts. We have tons of intrusive thoughts. We focus on those, and it gives more anxiety. We need to break the vicious cycle. That's why you'll hear me talk about the anxiety cycle. Goes in a cycle. One of the very first steps is always awareness. But if you're going to change your mindset, which is one part of the steps, if you go to the live training I did, I guess it was last week. Wasn't it last week? Where I gave you my steps to overcome anxiety. I talked about mindset, right? Part of the mindset is changing a beliefs. You want to change the mindset. Start with what you're believing. Change your beliefs, right? You'll change how you think, which will change how you feel. And you'll get different results. You'll get different experiences, which means different results. And you improve your life. Ladies, that's what I got for today. This has to be my shortest live yet. Oh my goodness. Right? You're used to me talking for like an hour. But seriously, I mean, that is basically what it's all about. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have, what I do is I try thinking positive thoughts. Well, yeah, but that's part of reprogramming, Shanika, for sure. Okay? You think positive thoughts, absolutely. But if you're doing this, okay, for like 6 months, okay, consistently, just doing positive thinking, and you're taking steps to overcome anxiety, but you still feel what they call stuck. And I say this because I use the word stuck a lot, ladies, but I don't believe in stuck. Why? Because I don't think anyone's really stuck. It's just that you lack the information. As you grow in awareness of anxiety, as you know what to do, as long as you implement, you're going to overcome this. You're not stuck. You lack the awareness. So what I was saying, Shanika, your positive thoughts, great. But if you're still like this 6 months from now, what's keeping me stuck? You know, like what? Why am I finding it hard to move forward? Because I've been changing my thoughts. So what now? It could be still some kind of belief that's keeping you safe, if that makes sense. You kind of have to reverse engineer it, because we know we feel because of how we think. So if I'm feeling depressed inside, right? If I'm feeling depressed inside, what thoughts and my thinking that is attributing to my depressed feelings? And what can I be believing about myself, others, my world? Like, what am I believing that's keeping me thinking and feeling this way? Makes sense? I know that makes sense, right? Ladies, when you could apply this, when you can do this, I mean, your life's gonna change. It's gonna change. You're gonna change that mindset, and you're gonna just be a better version of yourself. You're gonna overcome anxiety because all of this is just gonna fall in place. Any questions at all about anything that I said? And if you came on late, ladies, you know there's a replay. There's always a replay. The replays are available for 30 days in the group. Then after that, I upload it to YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do that, because that is where a lot of the live trainings are going. So if you like this live training, perhaps you'll like my other live trainings that are really going to help you to understand what anxiety is, why you're experiencing it, and how to overcome it. And if you ever have any questions, need any clarity, message me anytime, so that I don't want you to be confused. I mean, that would be opposite of why I do this. So I do this to give you more clarification, right? To bring awareness. So, and with that, ladies, thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And we will, I'll see you next week on my next live training. Be well. Take care. Bye.